first YouTube channel for creators, content writers, artists, colorists of all kinds, people that bring imagination to the world. And it's a pleasure to have today fellow colorist over here, DJ Chavis.
Chavis. It's like Davis, but with a ch.
Yeah,
it happens.
We're gonna keep that too.
Yeah,
Along with Chris of the Comic Shop, we're recording this right here today.
welcome, man. Thanks for coming in.
Oh man, thank you for having me.
I feel like this is a huge deal that you're shooting this in our store.
Yeah, I've been talking about this for like 2 years.
I got you in here.
Yeah, because this is the couch right here. You heard? Where we're going to be having some talents, and showcasing the amazing things that we like to buy that bring, joy to our lives. The stories, the content, the visuals, So today I would just like to chime in and dig into your journey to what back is. Right now you're here signing on the new Creed book, which is pretty impressive, I gotta say.
You're telling me.
So when I saw that you were appearing today, I had to pop up. I smashed you, And I guess I'll start by saying let's go with your origins.
Okay.
What got you into this field and your passion for it and when you found your niche?
Okay. Well, it all started with my dad. He used to collect comics like years and years and years ago, and it just kept going until I was here. He introduced me to him, and I loved him so much. I started drawing like constantly. I just kept going with that. I originally didn't know exactly what I wanted to do with my life, but I knew comics was probably gonna be a part of it. Actually, it was funny. I was up until about maybe 3 to 6 months before I graduated high school, I was all set to be a music major. And then
What is your
drum set player. Gonna do jazz performance.
I have sound effects for that.
Okay, yeah, I love it.
That's cool.
But up until about maybe 6 months before I graduated high school, I was going to be a music major, and I was like, you know what? Graphic design sounds good. So I went into SCAD, Santa College Art Design.
Yeah, that's that expensive college.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about it.
How much money does mom owe on that?
I won't talk about
I
it.
didn't even look. No, I did look, and then I didn't pursue no further.
Yeah, but hey, I guess in a way it got me to where I am.
Exactly.
But I was gonna say I went there to graphic design. I know you graphic design. Yeah. I did I did like 1 day in that class, and I was like, this isn't it for me.
Yeah.
Swapped to a field called sequential art, and never looked back. It was just kind of exactly what I wanted out of.
So that's more. Explain that.
So sequential art deals with comic books, obviously, but also storyboarding, stuff like that. We do get a little bit into character design as well, but a lot of storyboarding and a lot of comic book work or just general drawing. Kind of focused with like ink and all that kind of stuff rather than like paint and all that. I went to sequential. Didn't look back. I started with wanting to do everything. Drawing, writing, coloring, lettering, distributing, all of that. But funny thing was when I found there was a mandatory class called comic book coloring and lettering.
Yeah.
And for some weird reason, once I got in that class, I was like, I think I want to just do this.
It's far.
Yeah, it was to the point where like my senior project, while everybody was doing like these 7, 8, 10-page stories, I was coloring some of the prose pages that I found online.
The universe kind of like seeps it into you in a way,
Yeah.
I could imagine because I remember when Chris was talking about his story of the shop. It's just kind of happened in its own special way.
It happens. Can I ask you a question? When you decided to focus on colorists, were there any colorists that spoke to you? Like any professionals that you wanted to emulate, or that you were like that's who I want to take at?
Maybe not emulate. Well,
emulate's a bad word, but are there any colorists that spoke to you, inspired you?
Especially coming right out of school. There was the late Justin Ponzer.
Yeah.
Laura Martin, Rico Renzi, and Matt Wilson were like some of my favorites.
Those are good favorites to have.
Which is funny because other than Justin, obviously, all 3 of them I have on speed dial now.
So you're talking to them?
Yeah, I do. They're really great people. They've been super influential to helping me get where I am.
Do you feel like you're their peer now? And I say that that's a loaded question because you have published work, so technically you are their peer. Right. Do you feel like you're their peer?
I still feel like there's a lot left to learn, but I mean, with anything, you're always going to be learning something, right?
Sure. Yeah. Like that's like but when you felt like, when did you feel like you were breaking ground? Because I know the passion turned into a portfolio, and then you were probably through a process of where do I fit in? When can I, submitting work to different publications or companies or whatnot. When did you? Yes.
So I had a weird kind of intro into it. One thing I did was right out of college. I'd never been to like conventions or anything like that before. What I did was I got together like a portfolio, right? I went to Heroes Con in Charlotte, right? That's a big comic focused con. Right. I talked to every single professional I could.
As you should.
Portfolio.
You did it right.
Yeah, I showed them my portfolio, asked them what I could improve on, took notes, brought it back home, worked it out, came back the next year. They were already looking like, oh man, this guy actually means business.
To be an issue.
Yeah.
And they saw it in you. So, how did it feel? I don't know if I'm skipping a rock, but how did it feel when you got that first, reach out? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
So,
hey, by the way, we saw your work. Can we would like to?
Again, my career is very, very unorthodox. So
I feel like that's comics in general. Everybody's got a different story of how they made it.
Yeah. So I went back to college, or not went back to college, going back to college. While I was there, I used to have like professionals come in or professionals like Skype in and talk or whatever.
Right.
I think it was right in the middle of my senior year. We had Rico Renzi talking with us, right? I remember the night before, I took like a legal pad and wrote down all the questions I could. I had 2 pages front and back of all questions I wanted to ask. Obviously, couldn't ask them all because we had to get the rest of the
class. You were over ready.
Yeah.
It's better to be over prepared than
under prepared.
Remember that Spider-Man book you did?
Yeah.
David. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
You were like really making sure you made the impact and got what you needed to get out.
But it was definitely effective because he noticed my interest in this. Like I was serious about it. But of course I couldn't answer all the questions. I couldn't ask all the questions. So I ended up getting my professor. Got his email, asked a few more of those questions. He was telling me about Heroes because it was back then he was still running. He was helping run Heroes.
Right.
And so he was like, "Hey, are you coming out?" I was like, "Yes, I am." He's like, "Okay, get a portfolio ready and show at least a few people while you're out there."
Right.
And again, I showed it to everybody. Matter of fact, I've gone to about 5 or 6 Heroes cons already. Every single one of them, I came out with a job because of that initiative.
Because you put the initiative.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
And honestly, that's an inspiration story for anybody that's like really in it, that's really trying to get to it and have any doubts. Be proactive, get out there, show your stuff, have some confidence in your work. That's a great testimony.
Well, I got a question. So you spent 6 Heroes Con putting your work out there. That's a very raw process.
Yeah. You get a
what
lot.
What is that like? Because I'm sure you hear things you don't want to hear.
Yeah, you do, but you have to be humble about it. Understand it's all in the way of making you better. Mm-hmm. Or like working out things that you may not entirely understand yet.
Right.
So like, I know one of my main issues a while back was differing values between like foreground, background. Now.
No, great.
But like, but like stuff like that, I was having trouble with that in my early work, and like literally, I took that home that year, workshopped it, trying to figure out what I was doing wrong, trying to find some new methods and working things out, and I brought it back. And they were like, "Oh, this is so much better. I have nothing to say."
So instead of getting, I know I've talked to people, they want to feel like their work is perfect as it is.
Yeah.
I am the genius in this field. I'm going to revolutionize it, and people don't handle that criticism.
Yeah. No, I know I suck. So.
Oh, stop that! Stop that!
No, I mean that in the sense of like I know that I can always improve.
Yes.
Yeah, but I always tell myself I need to be your worst critic.
You were being understood.
Exactly, and I was trying to make sure I remind myself like it's not always going to be perfect. You're never gonna make it perfect. The only thing you can do is keep improving and making it better.
Right.
It sounds like first and foremost you're a student.
Yes,
Always learning.
absolutely.
Student of the game.
Yeah. Whether they're a mentor, peer, whatever, I try and pull anything I can from people. You know, I mean, of course, parts that some of them might be junk, some of them might be really good, but that's just how I work.
The big thing, I think, for many people that's inspired to be in this industry, how did you feel when you saw your first publication? That had to be like,
I'm fully man of it. I cried. Like
Yes.
full on tears. It was just
so.
it was one of
wouldn't
those,
you?
it was one of those feelings of just like, oh my god, I can actually do this, you know?
The universe.
Yes.
You know, it's physical, it's tangible. It's
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, and like that was the same thing with this guy right here. Like today was the first time I had it in my hands, and like I teared up. I was like, this is so cool. I can't believe I'm here.
When we saw that we had the book, I definitely wanted to give you recognition on your accolades.
Thank you
for that achievement. That's a big one. And to meet you in person and see the phases and steps that you went through to get to this point is phenomenal. And it's only up from there.
Yeah.
You know? So like, I know you said you did some work with Dark Horse, even though that was behind the scenes we were talking.
Yeah.
And whatnot. But you could just speedball us through that phase. Probably, you know, that's amazing.
Yeah. So actually, yeah, that was the first year I was into the second one. I had met a friend online. I didn't know him that well, but I was like following him.
Yeah.
And he followed me somehow. His name's Eric Donovan. Oh, really good friend of mine now.
Yeah.
But I met him. That story's funny. Me and my friend were heading back to our hotel room, right? We were in an elevator. Next thing I know, Eric is standing there, right? And I know the guy, he doesn't know me yet. And I'm just standing there in the corner with my iPad with my Coca-Cola, and I'm just like, you know? And next thing he's like, he just happens to look over, he's like, hey, is that portfolio? And I was like, yeah. He's like, let me take a look. And he looked through it for like,
Like, I'm not prepared for this moment.
Right. Literal elevator pitch. But like, as we're heading up to our floor, he's looking through our portfolio. He's like, okay, come by my table tomorrow, right?
Yeah, so
3 months later, I got my second Dark Horse game.
yes.
We did a Make-A-Wish book for this nice guy named Bodhi. And this is really cool. Good book.
Another thing I really need to ask, especially for people that are trying to get in the colorist field, it's I color myself. It's not a cakewalk. It's light and color theory.
Yep.
It's perception. What light hits where, from sun to moon, damn near. What was that like for you, learning that phase? Because that's the key, I think, for people that's really trying to understand that.
Not gonna like my answer.
Also, I help my 5-year-old color Mario coloring books.
Okay.
Do I have a foot in the door because of that?
We'll come back.
I'm really good at Mario.
I
I stay mostly in the line.
Mostly in the line?
Mostly in the line.
You might have a future.
I would say stay,
Y'all heard it.
elevate to color pencils and leave the crayons alone because the wax don't blend.
It does. You can make some really cool stuff.
All right, so I'm gonna take your advice. I'm gonna listen to your critique,
Okay.
and I'm gonna internalize.
There you
that.
go.
Next
There you
year.
go. Stay in the line.
Next year, I'm gonna bring my Mario coloring.
I'm ready to
book.
be blown away. Ready to be blown away.
He has the best library in the world here. Like, come on.
Oh man. I'm sorry. I lost the
Me
question
too.
because I was stuck on Mario.
Sorry, no, he was talking about like how what do you bring to coloring? Because it's so night and day. What would you tell?
It's
The process.
The weird thing I would say is, and I haven't been doing this as much lately, but I need to get back to it. Is I try to follow my gut more. Like what is
like
it saying?
what's here? What's already
Right. Not getting so technical on like
rules and regulations,
Yeah.
but what's naturally you're bringing forth to your perception on paper or computer.
Yeah. And then like I had a conversation with another one of my mentors, Nolan Wood. He was telling me about we were
Shout out
talking
to Nolan Wood.
Hey Nolan.
We'll tag you below.
Well, we were talking about shoot. I lost it.
Mario coloring.
I like
books.
the flaws in the videos. I
Hey,
don't like having straight
yeah, no,
videos.
it's
I
more
like
real.
messing up.
It's more real.
There we go.
I got lost in the sauce.
When I'm coloring in my coloring book, should I use my crayon to highlight the borders, or just leave it black?
Color pencil, man.
I'm on crayon right now, okay?
That wax.
I gotta learn to draw before I walk
take
before
a
I run.
marker and go over the line. There you go.
But
So
the marker
guys,
goes through
marker
her
first.
faces.
Yeah, you
Put
heard
something
it.
behind it, okay?
Okay.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
We fool around.
Oh yeah. I was learning to trust my gut more because like I know the rules now. Like I try to follow the rules. Like I'm understanding more and more about color theory, perception and such. But now I've come to a point where I need to learn and understand that I can break those rules and still make sense.
It's your style.
Well, that's the rule, though. To break the rules, you have to understand the rules.
Yeah, but I've been focused too much on trying to understand the rules. I haven't been able to break them.
DJ, you know what that means? That means you're a professional colorist now.
I mean, I get paid for it.
100%. 100%, my man.
Talk, y'all.
There you go.
I got a question. What did your mom say when you said, I'm going to make comics?
She was supportive.
Shout out to Mama Love. Shout out to the family.
What did your mom say when you called her and said, Mama, I got my first comic job? Because you cried. What did Mom say?
When she saw it in person, she had a little.
Shout out to Mama Love.
She had a little bit of a crack. My dad did too. Like I hardly ever said man said it to him, but
That's a good deal.
fantastic.
Did your dad collect?
yes,
You said that earlier, right?
Yeah, we got.
So,
one.
him seeing you take on that mantle has to be like,
Oh my god, he is the proudest dad I think I've ever seen.
if my son drew a comic and I buy this store,
Yeah.
I'm doing jumping jacks. I'm doing something. I don't know,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real.
I mean, my son makes his dad unhappy, so I can't imagine
Fair
he makes a
enough.
funny book.
Hey,
so wake up to the alarm.
I'll
I'm
give it a
happy.
few years.
But yeah, so you got on some Dark Horse. When did it feel like it was a norm? Like, okay, this is my career. This is what I'm actually doing. I'm not, stoked.
I don't know if that ever became a norm. Like it's still just it's as it always is. It's kind of like an ebb and flow. Like it's gonna be great sometimes, maybe not so great.
How about the stress level? Like deadlines, demands.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't had a heart attack or two by now. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But it does get close. Yeah.
Pages and pages. They give me this date. You staying up late and I get sleep now.
You see it right now?
Not really.
Okay. Do I look curious.
You sell it well.
Good. That's the idea. But yeah, no. I absolutely love it when I get 20 to 30 pages with a week to do it. It has happened once or twice. I hate that. Please, editors, don't do that to your colorists. That's not fair. You want good work.
Yeah.
I've heard that. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying that's like you trying to call my stuff that sound good.
Right. And I know I'm a professional, but still, it takes a while.
Well, I've talked to creators and they said that part of it, once you hit that professional level, is you have to learn to be a good business person.
That's true.
Can you tell me a little about that? Like, what's the learning curve on that?
You're gonna have to come back to me in a couple years when I actually figure it out. But the basics, I guess. Know your limits. Don't go over your limits. Remind me of that.
I'll hit you up about that.
Yeah, please. Just like a text. Like, hey, are you working too hard? I think you're working.
Go to bed.
Yes, that good one. Yes, I need that one. But yeah, it's all about managing. To say managing expectations, but it's also managing your editors. Like, hey, I can't get this done.
And then
Please give me
contracts, I imagine. They're sending you contracts that you've got to review, right?
Yeah.
Because it's all freelance, right? Like, pretty much.
Yeah,
You're
I'm all freelance right now.
So, on the legal aspect of things, how did that go about, like, your comfort zone with working with publishers, knowing what's going on when you're getting your just due? Was that like a common error, or was it like kind of like a smooth sail, everyone squared off right?
A little bit of both. Mostly it's been pretty smooth, but I have had a few little issues. One of the companies I work for is experienced a bankruptcy, so I'm currently out that money.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it sucks, but there's nothing I can honestly do about it right now.
Yeah.
And I just gotta keep pressing on. So.
It's like a short comparison of a fellow creator of a comic called Come to Batma'am. He's having an issue with the almost the same nature.
Yeah.
I know that could come and go, and then as a freelancer, that could impact your well-being.
Yeah.
But if you have multiple deals going on and work to do, then I assume that's a good way. Like, so you always have like I would say like a catalog or people that's willing to work with you that you can rely on.
Yeah, I try my hardest hey, we don't have anything going on right now. Especially because the last few years it's been, I said that, well, it's kind of like that too, where it's just like for a few months, they have this constant work. And then for a few months, you're like, oh, everything's kind of drying up right now.
Feast
Like,
or famine.
there was feast or famine, that's it. Right. Thank you very much.
Oh, no,
But there was there was a print shortage for a good little while there.
Yep.
And a lot of us were out of work for them. Because there's nothing coming in.
Yeah, I remember in 2020, everything was shut down. I actually found this shop because everything was shut down.
Yep.
And I was looking for backboards and Chris met me at the door.
I met you at the door.
Here you go.
Messed up, take these.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then from there, I was like, is there a shop near me?
Yeah.
It was over from there.
Matter of fact, can we talk about the shop for a minute? You guys
Oh,
make
God.
a shop.
Oh,
I
goodness.
love working around.
Yeah, we love you coming here. We love you coming here.
Yeah, we're rigs.
Dude, I always told
We
people
live
that
here.
our goal with the shop is I'm going to date myself here. Mom will get it. I just wanted to be Cheers, but with comic books.
Hey, I can understand that right now.
Yeah, I just like, we know you.
You know
this
my
is the
name.
place. I know your name. Like, you can be you here.
You're always glad I came.
I'm always glad.
You should have sang that shit.
You want to go where people know troubles are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name. Look, I just want to make a place where it's like I hang out with cool people and meet cool people
And it's
and
always
lift
a
up
blast.
cool people. Man,
To
you're
me, that's
awesome.
a dream right there. That's beautiful right there. Because we, like, every time I see the same faces, you know, and people with the same passion, it's usually good people. too,
Yeah.
You know, it's people that like to escape all the madness of the world and just get into delve in creation and imagination.
Yeah.
And that's what we all in.
That's the beauty of the industry. Like, I don't know people who are just not good people. And if you aren't a good person, usually the industry will chew you up and pull you out.
Right. Because they'll talk about your ass. Like,
Yeah.
The
Word
internet-
definitely gets around.
We live in an age of the internet. The internet will find you out.
Absolutely. Another thing, how did you feel when this opportunity arose?
So I have been talking with for the last few years. We've been trying to set up something to work on, like twice, and just scheduling and stuff like that. It just never came through, but it just happened to be the perfect storm at the same time. And I'm like, I wanted to be honest.
5 minutes. We could
You have an amazing
Don't worry about that.
You have an amazing producer. You know that.
Yeah.
This is her first job.
No,
But she's an old pro.
the timer.
No, you just cut it off and start another video.
Oh,
And then
okay.
on the program. I ain't trying to hold it right up. You know, we have
We're
to-
at 23 minutes.
Yeah, we got shit up. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna repeat that. I don't know if she.
23 minutes. I was trying not to talk.
Then you gotta be nice to the person with the camera. She gonna frame you or not frame you in flattering ways.
Oh, that mercy. That's when in Japan everybody see it. They're like, man, they still got
I'm dancing.
So more or less.
Yeah.
Boom Studios is booming.
They are.
They really are. So to get going there is a big deal in my book. Chris, how you feel about that? Like Boom Studios.
Oh, Boom Studios has really moved up. They've got some name books out now.
Yeah.
They're attracting name creators. So, yeah, Vic's not wrong. You got on their radar, and I want to know about that. How did you get on their radar?
I don't really know. I think, what it was I think one of the editors may have followed me and I didn't know they were an editor. He just happened to see my work over and over again. But actually, yeah, that first email I got, one of the editors, I'm sorry I can't remember your name right now because it was like 3 or 4 years ago, but one of the editors came in and straight up like, hey, so I've seen work around, you want to come work on this project with us?
So this was work you didn't have to solicit. They came to you.
Yeah, they came to me.
That means they've been watching.
Yeah, they have.
That's the
It's really crazy.
You know, on your way out, throw your imposter syndrome in the trash.
It's hard, man. The action's on. It doesn't want to let go. I feel like, as far as imposter syndrome, it's like,
Oh, it's real.
yeah, I don't know what.
But a major publisher found you. Please continue. They hit you up.
They keep hitting me up. It's great.
Yeah. I felt a little bit of pressure there. He's like, is great.
Yeah. No, I mean like it's
A little bit overwhelming.
When they called you, were you like, yes, Boom Studio.
First
I would be interested.
They did that classic thing. If you ever receive an email from an editor, you know, it's like help with colors in the subject, and they don't tell you anything about the project, so you're like, okay, by the way, like 5 or 6 or 7 emails in, you're like, by the way, this is for Creed, the next round. And they're like, really? And then they go on and say, oh yeah, Michael B. Jordan is directly involved with this. His production company is directly
Some of the
involved.
best films of the last decade. And they're like, hey, do you want to be a part of this franchise?
And you don't say no.
You don't say no.
Don't say no. Because one, that's an amazing opportunity. Two, I got to work with an artist I'd seen his work before.
Yep.
Dude, I want to work. And made it happen.
And you worked with Michael B. Jordan.
Yes, I can say that. He's held my book.
That's permanently in your timeline, your portfolio. It's
nuts.
So, serious question.
up.
Is he as pretty in person as he is? And I say that as a happily married man.
I do not know. I've never met him in person.
Okay.
We have an email chain.
Pretty good on TV.
I bet
That comic book
look pretty good
blow
on
up.
TV.
You know what I mean? I think they're gonna be able to have a get.
He's always gonna be the quarterback from Friday Night Lights to me.
We told him, right? You're gonna want to be kind of like intel with the staff with the success of this comic book. Of course you are, bro. Holla at my boy.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, but I know like it's of course a limited series based on his daughter because I was a late bloomer to the movie. She's a hardcore fan of the Rocky.
She wore a Rocky shirt.
You know, the Creed and so are the boys, and I was the latest one to see that the daughter was taking on the mantle of a boxer. And when I saw that, I was like, I guess,
like, oh yeah, no, this is it.
No,
this is what we want.
So I'm from there. I think it's just up. So where do you want to take this? Like as far as like career-wise, publishing-wise, 5 years from now.
Well, I've been thinking a lot into wanting to start writing again. Write my own stories.
Nice.
Kind of get into that level of things too, because that's the stories I want to tell. I just need a little help polishing it out and all of that. But started to get back drawing. Like it's weird because it's like I haven't done this in a while, but the muscle memory is kind of there.
That's where it's at.
And then at the same time, I've got the color over some amazing artists already. Some of it's just that tracing. So I'm like, okay, maybe I can do it kind of like they did.
Right.
No, it never turns out that way. But it still helped kind of, keep me warm and focused.
Because you've probably seen stuff like, I think, if need be, the task may be. Because me, I'm an artist myself, but drawing backgrounds was always my made me run away.
Yeah.
Drawing buildings, perspective, using the protractors and rulers to make a block look far away, Spider-Man over skyscrapers, every damn window in the building.
God, don't get started on that one.
These artists, like people, we undermine what these artists do.
Yeah.
We really do. It's serious work. It's architecture along with comic work.
Frankly, that's why I am not as mad as I used to be when the show up late. Because I see the level of detail and serious, how serious they get into the background and stuff. And then I remember I have the color and I get mad again. But it's all good because we'll make it happen in the end. Yeah. I appreciate my flatters to me on that actually, because a lot of them.
Yeah.
God, hey, if you're a colorist out there, praise your flatters. They are truly the unsung heroes of the comic book world. They really are.
Salute them.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
I got one more. As a professional colorist, what's your favorite color?
Purple.
Purple. Purple's his favorite
Yeah.
color.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I stepped on your lines, man.
No, I wish I didn't say that part. I wish you would have beat me to the punch because now it looks like an ass.
I thought you were going to say food or something.
Not color, man. You're a colorist.
What's your favorite color?
I like green, man.
I'm digging green.
Which green? All shades?
Dark green. I wear a black shirt all the time. I'm a dark shade guy. What about you? Blues
All
are good.
shades. I like stained glass blues that have all different ones. every time there's a light hue or heavy saturated to a dark one.
Yeah.
I think that's
No, I get you.
What about mom and auntie? What are y'all favorite colors? Blue.
We on the same thing?
Yeah.
Auntie, what's yours?
Multicolors, I like that.
Okay.
All the colors
That's
of
a
our
cheap
favorite.
answer.
Alright, sorry about that.
What's your favorite color?
You know what my favorite color? Purple and black.
Oh, okay, Prowler. All right.
Purple. Pastel or saturated?
Pastel.
Okay, the soft tone.
Yes.
So what I want to say is salute to your accomplishments. It's been such a pleasure to have you here today, and thank you for giving me the time to put this interview on YouTube. You know, thank you for this. Providing the platform for having us here.
Dude, thanks for letting me interact with both of y'all.
Dude, it helped me a lot.
I'm a fan of you. I'm a fan of you guys, and I just like to see both of y'all succeed.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful.
If I may, I just wanted to shout out. You can follow me everywhere at DJ Colorist Comics. It's pretty easy to find me everywhere. I'm a little bit of a wacko, so have fun with that one.
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram is a little wild.
What's your Instagram?
Oh, it's all at DJ Colorist.
Okay.
Yeah. They made it nice and easy.
Say it again.
No underscores?
No underscore. All over
DJ Colors Comics.
There you go.
Okay.
I try to keep it simple.
All right. And do you have any photo links or Twitter or?
Oh, that's gonna be fun. I'll put that down in the description, right?
Actually, you could send that to me and I can add it to the bottom of the video.
I was just making sure. Okay, cool.
I got to make it a hyperlink, whatever you want.
Heck yeah, man.
So we're here at Infinite Realities Comic Shop in Tucker, Georgia. Me and Chris. And we got DJ Chavis live and uncut with Big Vega.